John Doe used the 7 deadly sins of Catholicism as his guiding principle. He sent one person to meet God every day. First sin, gluttony. A 300-pound man was forced to eat himself to death at home. The word gluttony was left behind the refrigerator. Second sin, greed. A top defense lawyer was found dead in his office. He was forced by the killer to cut off a pound of his own flesh, and the word greed was left at the scene. Third sin, sloth. A vagrant was tied to a bed for an entire year. He became a barely living body that could still breathe and had a heartbeat. A tag reading sloth was written above the bed. Fourth sin, lust. A prostitute met her end in a motel room. A shocking device was found at the scene. It was a bizarre device fitted with a long blade. The killer forced a customer to use it to kill her, thus completing the punishment for lust. Fifth sin, pride. A beautiful model was disfigured, unable to accept losing her beauty. She chose to meet God on her own. The killer left the word pride at the scene. In John's logic, a model would lose the will to live because of disfigurement. John was not merely a murderer. He was a fanatic devoted to his own ideology. He used extreme methods to punish those he believed embodied the 7 sins. After completing 5 sins, John chose to surrender, not because he failed, but because his plan had reached its climax. Such absolute confidence showed he was in complete control.
You're looking for me.
Somerset fell into deep uneasiness. 2 sins remained unfinished: envy and wrath. This had to be John Doe's perfect trap. John proposed a devil's bargain. He promised to take the 2 detectives to the outskirts, to show them the locations of the final 2 victims. Otherwise, he would plead insanity and escape punishment. It was like knowing it was a trap, yet having no choice but to walk into it. In the police car, John delivered his famous speech to the 2 detectives. His logic was twisted, but the numbness and moral decay he criticized were real. Somerset couldn't fully refute him on a rational level. He only said, "I admit you are indeed very special." Now everyone had arrived at the destination. At that moment, a delivery truck brought a box. Its arrival was the first ominous sign. He vaguely guessed what was inside. Because he knew Tracy's secret, she was pregnant. When he finally saw what the box hid, he was left with indescribable shock. The box became the final straw that crushed his entire world, and he instantly understood John's true purpose. In that vast world, humans suddenly felt unbearably small. John began unleashing the madness of his ideology. He calmly said to Mills. Brad Pitt's expression shifted from confusion to denial, then to collapse, and finally to uncontrollable explosive rage. The entire world fell silent. Only his heavy breathing and the roar of his collapsing inner world remained. His wife went to heaven carrying his unborn child, and all of it happened simply because of John's envy. John's true intention was now fully exposed. He wanted to use his own death to provoke Mills, to make him commit the sin of wrath, thus completing the final and perfect judgment. Even Somerset couldn't stop what was happening. The dam of human nature collapsed under unbearable pain and fury. The world went silent. Mills changed from a law enforcer into a criminal, perfectly becoming the role John had written for him. Wrath. This was tragedy at its most brilliant. John destroyed and enslaved the detective who represented justice. He won, and a quote he referenced from Hemingway left people thinking long afterward.
Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for." I agree with the second part.